Shootings now in less than 24 hours this time. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Cherie Palello.
And I'm Ashley Kirkland. The most recent happening on Finley and Central in the West End. And overnight, this one really disturbing. A 9-year-old girl was killed after a shot was fired into her home in Silverton.
Kelly, it's a very disturbing scene out here. Neighbors say they heard this gunfire last night. This is the address. It is on Plainfield Road. It's 3061. And if you look up there, you can see neighbors tell us this is a quiet neighborhood, no trouble until last night. And if you take a closer look, you can see this house is riddled with bullet holes. One of them went through the window or a wall and hit the girl. Can you tell us anything about that part of this case?
Well, you know, each of these individuals has some type of history with drugs. So we can assume that it was drug related. I do not know that. Begin that whole investigation.
Was the family of the victim instrumental in that, cooperative in helping you find these individuals?
I can't speak to what the family did or did not do. The family has gone through quite a tragedy here, and I know that we spoke to the family because of the crime, but I cannot say that the family participated.
Continuing to follow two shootings in Winton Hills. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Megan O'Rourke.
And I'm Ken Brown. Those shootings were just hours apart, and now one woman is dead and a home is left riddled with bullets.
So right now, Fox 19's Kendall Hyde joins us live from District 5 with the very latest. Kendall.
Yeah, Winton Hills has been a pretty violent past 24 hours to say. You know, you had one woman get shot at 26 years old and she lost her life, and then just around the corner, 20 plus bullets riddled her home.
I just heard about maybe 15, 20 shots from my bedroom window.
Around 4:30 Friday morning, Brett Lilly was getting ready for work when he heard several gunshots outside of his Winton Hills home on Wednesday Avenue.
It's kind of scary, but it's sad, but it's happening out here a lot. So you kind of get immune to it, but that was too early in the morning. Like I said, I'm so close to the action that I heard it getting ready for work myself.
Lilly's calm reaction and demeanor to Friday morning shooting was alarming to local activist Tierra Powell.
And that's scary. We out here, and like you said, it's 22 shots, and we have kids walking around.
Officers on the scene did not say if anyone died in the shooting, but the Hamilton County Coroner's Office arrived at the home around noon. And 5 hours before the drive-by shooting on Wednesday Avenue, several shots were fired into a bedroom window on Kings Run Court, killing a pregnant 26-year-old mother, Isis Roseman. CPD says they were on the deadly scene on Kings Run Court from 11:30 Thursday night until 3:30 Friday morning, gathering evidence and talking with family members and witnesses. After hours of investigating, police could not confirm if Roseman's murder was a targeted attack or if the two shootings were related. With her mother now dead and 22 shell casings outside of a home less than a block away from each other, Powell says it's time for city leaders and residents to step up and make these communities safe.
The city has amazing data. We need for them to use that data. People have talked about more patrol. We have talked about programming a whole bunch. We just need to see more. I think that we hear a lot of plans, but we don't see a lot of movement.
And Ken and Megan, right now police have not made any arrests, and they also say they don't know if these two shootings are in relation to one another. However, they are asking you at home to please call Crime Stoppers at 513-352-3040 if you have any details. Once again, that phone number is 513-352-3040. Reporting to you live at District 5, Kendall Hyde, Fox 19 Now.
Shootings now in less than 24 hours this time. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Cherie Palello.
And I'm Ashley Kirkland. The most recent happening on Finley and Central in the West End. And overnight, this one really disturbing. A 9-year-old girl was killed after a shot was fired into her home in Silverton. WLWT News 5's Brian Hamrick is live where that young girl was shot. And Brian, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Ashley, well, the bullet holes in this house really tell the story. There are 25 of them in this small home. Now, take a look. This is just along Plainfield Road at 6031 Plainfield. The shooter fired off with total disregard for anyone inside, including this 9-year-old who was hit and killed. Now, the shooting broke out at about 11:40 last night. The girl's identified as Demaya Pickens Barton. Investigators say she was inside when the gunfire began. Well, one of the bullets went through either the glass or a wall. It hit her. She was taken to the hospital and she died there. If you look at this home close up, there are more than 24 shots that hit the building. One neighbor familiar with guns said he associated the sound of what he heard with an assault rifle. The bullet holes indicate it was some sort of high-powered weapon. Neighbors say police were picking up shell casings that were about 2 or 3 inches long in this thing. It was long enough, it was loud enough that it rattled the entire neighborhood.
There were 2 groupings, maybe 8 to 10 in the first one, and then a short pause and 2 to 3 after that.
And you knew right away this was gunfire?
Yeah, based on the cadence of the shots.
Yeah, now they believe that the vehicle was moving down Plainfield, either slowed down or stopped in front of the vehicle. But right now, there are no suspects and no vehicle description for this crime. Reporting live, Brian Hemrick, WLWT News 5.
Just absolutely devastating, Brian. What have we learned about anything about the people who live in that house?
Well, we know that there was a person living here. There was a homeowner. Apparently, that house was sold about a year ago. Another outfit bought it. It became a rental home. Now, we're told that the grandmother of the little 9-year-old lived here, and that the 9-year-old and her 2 sisters often visited. So whoever came here came to the home of a grandmother who often watches children to deliver their message, actually.
Brian Hemrick reporting live. Thanks so much.
For a horrendous murder of a young girl, 9-year-old Demaya Barton Pickens. And in this press conference, I'm going to outline the men we've arrested and what they've been charged with. I'm going to outline the timeline. And prior to starting, I just want to say our sincerest condolences to the family of 9-year-old Demaya Barton Pickens. And it's been an unimaginable loss for the Silverton community. To lose a young girl in this manner it's unspeakable. And frankly, all of us are angry and heartbroken over this tragic murder. I'll start with Silverton community leaders are here with us today. We have Lieutenant Paul Neighbor, District 5, Silverton, Mayor John Smith, Village Manager Jack Cameron, and Council Member Britt Bourne. I'd also like to acknowledge our team here at the Sheriff's Office, Chief Jay Gramke, Captain Steve Minnick, and Sergeant Joe Lee, who have worked tirelessly in our criminal investigation section on this case. First of all, the murder took place Monday, July 10th at 11:40 p.m. in the 600 block of Plainfield Road. There are 3 individuals involved that we have identified and apprehended. First, we have Demario Williams, who was charged with carrying a concealed weapon. Traffic charges are pending on this individual. He is 22 years old. Secondly, we have Kasim Dixon, charged with aggravated murder and weapons under disability. He is 25 years old. Our third suspect was just apprehended. We had been looking for him. We had placed a warrant out for his arrest, and we just apprehended him. His name is Ryan Brown. He is charged with aggravated murder. He is 27 years old. All 3 of these individuals are in custody. All 3 of these individuals are considered cowards, and all 3 of these individuals were involved in a drive-by shooting that resulted in 30 rounds being fired into someone's residence. Absolutely unacceptable. We will not stand for this, and I'd like to outline that just one day after this shooting occurred, we had 2 of these individuals under surveillance with our drone technology, with all the technology we could put forth. And then shortly thereafter, a short chase ensued, and the individuals did crash their car. Our deputies were there on site. We did not chase the vehicle because it was going at a high rate of speed, and we did not want to endanger any other citizens in that kind of situation. However, these individuals did crash into a concrete bench, and they were slightly injured. One did flee, and we captured that individual right away and pursued them. So with our technology, with the tireless effort of our criminal investigation section, we have not only solved what happened in this crime regarding the circumstances, but also apprehended individuals that we believe are the perpetrators in this crime. We recovered weapons from the vehicle. We recovered an assault weapon and 2 handguns from the vehicle that was crashed. And I'd like to note to you, this is a collaboration of every department in our region. We not only brought our regional narcotics unit to the table, our intelligence unit, and our criminal investigation section, which, by the way, they were called by myself and the chief deputy and told to drop everything and solve this crime. They have not slept, they have not gone home since this crime has been committed, and we have successfully had a result in apprehending these individuals. I'd also like to note to you that our partner, Cincinnati Police Department, played a significant role in us having the intelligence and so forth to get these individuals. Springfield Township, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Mount Healthy, and the FBI. We believe the motive was retaliation. We don't know exactly what that entails, but we will say that regardless of what the motive was, it is absolutely not acceptable to act in this way, no matter what has happened, and no matter how much someone wants to retaliate against someone. You don't go out and shoot a 9-year-old innocent girl. I'd like to end, and then I'll take questions, by saying this. Yes, you have our thoughts and prayers. You certainly do. This event is going to affect us. We'll remember it for the rest of our lives, as will the family members. I want to talk about law enforcement too. The speed of this apprehension was intentional. And what I want to say to individuals in our community, in Hamilton County, in the city of Cincinnati, when you perpetrate events like this, when you shoot randomly, when you bring guns and you like to light up the area, we are going to bring every resource available to the table. We are not going to sleep. We're not going to stop until we apprehend you. This is beyond, it's beyond ridiculous that children are being shot and gunned down because people, these men and anyone like these men, these young men, can't resolve their differences without a weapon. We're not going to allow it. We're not going to stand for it. And that's my message to the public, as well as the community is cooperating. They're cooperating with us. They're talking to us. They're telling us what you're doing. And we are going to continue to protect that community and protect that information. And when people see something, they are trusting us to tell us, and that.
Can you tell us anything about that part of this case?
Well, you know, each of these individuals has some type of history with drugs, so we can assume that it was drug related. I do not know that, but the intel that we got was retaliation for some type of drug issue.
Not robbery?
And it may have been a robbery of drugs.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. How did you find out that these are the men that you want to surveil, and how did you come across them to make the stop on them?
Well, as soon as this crime was committed, every law enforcement officer began to talk to each other, to talk to the community, and we began to get intelligence immediately. And once we got certain intelligence regarding who people were and where people might be, then we acted upon that. And we used our technology to begin to surveil and begin that whole investigation.
Was the family of the victim instrumental in that, cooperative in helping you find these individuals?
I can't speak to what the family did or did not do. The family has gone through quite a tragedy here, and I know that we spoke to the family because of the crime, but I cannot say that the family participated.
Kareem Dixon has a lengthy criminal history. Starting back in 2017, as the prosecutor was detailing in court today, either he was released on bond and he violated those conditions, or he served time in jail. Once he was released, he again violated conditions. Why was he out on the streets? Why do you think he was able to be out on the streets?
Well, I'm not a judge and I'm not the jury. I cannot comment on what decisions were made with this individual regarding his criminal history. I can tell you that he was not on bond when he committed this crime. He was not out on bond. Those charges had been ignored. He does have a lengthy criminal history, as does Mr. Brown here. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know why he was out. I don't know the nature of the crimes that he was arrested for originally. I do know he accelerated to this. He accelerated to a very heinous crime, and it is my hope and conviction that this gentleman will not see the light of day.
And I just need some clarification. This morning in court, it said that the target was a family member named Marcus Barton, but in the affidavit it said Marcus Brown was the target. Can you clarify, is it a family member? Was it Marcus Barton that they were looking for?
Well, I think that in the investigation, we make lots of different assumptions to try to run down what the facts really are. And right now, we really don't know that. We are trying to determine what the relationships were regarding these individuals and anybody that was targeted, but we cannot say for a fact what that relationship was and what name was actually associated.
The AK-47 recovered from the car. I know that Dixon is charged with that. Is that connected to this crime? Do you believe that that was the gun used in this shooting?
We absolutely know it was. The reason that we put, and those are the facts, that we put the press conference off until today is because we need to come to the table with facts, and those are the facts.
Top of the morning, man, top of the morning. You know who it is and who it should be, man. Let me start off by saying, you seen what I posted, right? I have a precious, beautiful 9-year-old daughter at home. So it hit different. This hit different. This makes you gang. Tell me why. These 2 to 3 individuals, because they mainly was showing just 2 people, decide to riddle a house with bullets, not knowing who it's gonna hit. Like, just please help me understand, what does that solve? Like, you get brownie points for shooting anything? I thought if you had beef, if it's that serious, you shoot the person you got a problem with. Come to find out, the person that you aiming for was not even in the house. And guess who always ends up catching the stray bullet? The innocent. This child was 9 years old, man. 9 years of life. Gone forever. Because these bozos decide to shoot up a home, not knowing who's in there. The world's dumbest criminals. To me, that shit don't make no sense, bro. Because if nobody was home, you just shooting up the house. Like, it just doesn't make no sense. Like, that does not make you gang, people. That makes you stupid. And I'm glad that they caught the individuals involved. Yes, I am. Yes, I wish hell on them. Not jail. Not jail. Because I have a 9-year-old, man. I can't even imagine that family's pain. You understand me? I wish hell on them. Skip jail. Matter of fact, I wish we had that same law like they do in Iraq. what they call that? What they call that, man? When they line the people up and shoot them and all that. That's what they should do to them, man. An eye for an eye in my book. I hate to say it. I'm a God-fearing person, but eye for an eye, man. You kill somebody with senseless violence, with gun violence, you need to face the same fate. Forget going to jail. Blow your top off, and then you burn in hell after that. This baby girl didn't deserve that, man. Then they said 5 hours prior, this gang decides to shoot up in an apartment window and hit a 26-year-old pregnant woman. Make this shit make sense. You shoot up in a window and you hit a pregnant woman that was 26 years old. She gone forever. And I think the baby did not survive. I'm just trying to figure out, youngsters, because only a stupid person would do this. Like if I had beef and it was that up, I'm gonna wait till I see the person right there in front of me. Huh? Nobody else around them that's innocent, because I have that much heart, that much sense, and I'll blow his top off. You get what I'm saying? And that's it. Nobody else, no casualties of war, no other damage done. Just you gone, that's it. If it was that serious with J. Cash. Like I always told y'all, I don't understand this new generation, because it was shootings back then in the 90s, but in my time, we didn't go straight for the gun. We went straight for these hands. Like, I'm going to embarrass you in front of people. I'm going to put hands on you. Like, that's all I knew coming up. And then if a dude act like he wanted to go to war with guns, that's when the guns came out, people. I'm just being 100 with you. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've never been in a shootout. Of course. But it was towards that person. There wasn't no innocent people around. Like I said, if it was grandma, the man had kids. I remember one time, I was in the mall one time and I had to drop on him. He was there with his baby moms and his kid. I let him live, man. I said, you know what? It ain't even worth it. I'm going to get homeboy another day, man. Real spit.